most logical conclusion would be Jericho takes the loss on this one, and maybe Kevin Owens came out to help him, or he just loses on his own. Who knows? Whatever, he loses, and then he falls back to Kevin. They confirm that they stay together, at least for now, we'll say, and he gets KO's back during the main event. I also think that given Jericho's track record in terms of how he likes to, or seems to like to work in regards to his present career, he likes to give that rub to the younger guys. And he's not afraid to take the piss out of the fans a little bit. He knows that they don't like Roman. Likes to give the rub to younger guys. It makes the most sense, so I think Jericho loses. Admittedly, that makes me cry on the inside, but still.
But you have to also admit that Jericho really, I will agree with you on Seth Rollins, but I think that Jericho still looks good, even in defeat, even as he does in victory. He just, he has a way of just really looking good. And I think that he's one of those guys that Road Dogg, Jesse James, definitely really hits a nail on the head when he says, wrestling's not always about wins and losses. It's always about the performance of the matchup. Jericho takes that and just tears the envelope off immensely and just destroys it. I think that he definitely is one of those guys who will definitely go, even if he's getting paid like $5, he'll give you like a match of the year quality matchup, which he definitely did at WrestleMania 32. Sorry guys, but that matchup was, yeah. It was a good match. Let me say this. It was a good match. I just did not understand the point of having Jericho go over, even though, Styles pinned Jericho the following night.
Yeah, true.
But
also, if anyone wants proof that Jericho can look fantastic while being defeated, WrestleMania 28 and the Extreme Rules pay-per-view right after his 2 matches with CM Punk. Thank you, and you're welcome. I love those matches.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And I'm sorry, the one at Mania 28, that was match of the night for me. I love that match.
That arguably could have been the main event. That arguably was the main event, in all honesty. I think this would also, just as a side note, really help Seth Rollins get momentum going into the Royal Rumble. And I think that, in the Rumble matchup, we might see a certain somebody, with 3 of the same letters in his name. He'll bring out his sledgehammer. And, that'll set up maybe a matchup at Mania, which I think a lot of people are heavily hinting towards, considering, he got screwed out of the title back at the night after SummerSlam.
Oh, God, yeah, I think it was about that far back. And, if they don't do it, then the storyline essentially has no payoff. They've left that one dangling for a long time. Something's got to come with it.
Yeah. All right, now we get into the main event, being Kevin Owens defending the Universal Championship against the United States Champion Roman Reigns. I think the question not is, who wins, but do we see Roman walking out with 2 championships? I am going to say hell to the freaking no, because right now it is still too soon to put the belt back on Roman Reigns. He's still got the U.S. title. He needs to either start pulling a Cena and start defending it every week, or he needs to drop the belt back to Rusev or to Braun Strowman or to somebody who's going to give it a little bit more credibility. I'm sorry, Roman, but right now, you're just holding on to it like a paperweight. It's not doing you any favors right now.
With this match, I just don't know. I legitimately don't know. I guess that's a good thing that I can't, honestly just peg one down. I guess I can see Roman winning, but then again, I guess I can see Kevin winning too. I've not given 2 shits about this part of this story. I do think it's a bad time to take the belt off Kevin, so I'm also going to go with KO retaining. It can be, if it's by shenanigans, fine. But I do think that he will, and fucking should, keep the belt.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Well, actually, here's an idea that could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Could we see Triple H getting involved in the main event, costing Roman Reigns the matchup, and maybe set up a rematch between Triple H and Roman Reigns at Fastlane? With Triple H going over.
I think that could work. As long as they don't try to do another, like, scientific, like, technical wrestling match like they did at Mania with Triple H and Roman Reigns. Because that just, that did Roman no favors.
No.
That was a bad idea. I mean, Triple H comes up there throwing fucking tiger suplexes and shit, and Roman Reigns is like, that is not a good driver. It's like, nah, that was bad planning. If they're willing to make it just a knockdown, drag-out, fuck you slugfest, then yeah, that'll work. That'll probably be actually kind of awesome. But if they try to do an actual straight-up wrestling match again, it's gonna eat real bad.
Yeah, I agree. But, well, and plus, there may be a chance that we'll be in attendance if that matchup happens, so we'll get to see for ourselves if that matchup either sucks or if it's actually pretty damn good. So be sure to tune in. You guys will probably be doing live tweets as well as, more stuff during that time. So we'll keep you up to date on that. But, of course, that is going to wrap it up for the, The Roadblock end of the line predictions. I want to kind of cover one more thing before we head out. And that being the controversy that, well, I guess quote-unquote controversy that took place in a house show in which, I don't know if you're kind of familiar, but I'll kind of refresh your memories if you know what I'm talking about. It involves Kevin Owens, and I guess there was this video of him basically talking down to a kid, saying, go buy my shirt. No, in fact, don't buy my shirt. Basically, you don't deserve it, blah, blah, blah. Don't ever try to touch me again. And then the mother basically goes on this tirade of saying, that all the wrestlers were nice, all the wrestlers were good, but Kevin Owens was just being a complete dick. And, I brought, my son there, and now he's just completely emotionally broken. And I was thinking about giving him Kevin Owens merchandise, but then it was like, no, I don't think it will really be a good idea. And of course, Kevin Owens' response is that he basically copies what she says and adds on this line of, I'm just trying to say these things so I can get free stuff from WWE. In all honesty, I think that Kevin Owens is in the right now, because in all honesty, you have to remember that this is Kevin Owens' job to make people hate him. It's not like he's one of those guys who's just, it's not like he hates kids. He's got a wife and kids of his own, damn it, so he knows what to expect. And I think that, if his kid was to come to the show, he'd be treating him the same way. I mean, he'll probably tell him, beforehand, be like, it's nothing against you, this is just part of my job, this is part of acting, this is kind of what I do. But it's kind of stupid that she would just think that everybody's going to be nice. Everybody's going to be, giving high fives. Everybody's going to give hugs and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's going to be like Sami Zayn to Max Beattie on Monday Night Raw and give him a hug and say, hey, thanks for the support, man. Just shout out again to Sami Zayn. You made Max's night as well as his year. It just baffles me at how stupid some people can be when it comes to that. My brain is just sucked out of so much IQ levels with this. But please, by all means, Max, give us your thoughts.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a house show or Raw, SmackDown, network special, tribute to the troops. If there's a ring set up and an area for an audience to sit, a Titantron and a stage, and there are wrestlers doing their shtick, whether it's on a microphone, coming down that ramp, or just in the ring, they're working. They're earning their paycheck. They're doing their job, which means they can't suddenly just in the middle of, being a heel to the crowd, if they're, doing the usual thing of, being a heel to each person as they pass them, as they come in and leave. They can't just suddenly switch over and be nice, right on camera. I mean, that'd be like if in the middle of, say, one of the old, like if in the middle of the most recent Star Wars movie, the Episode 7, not Rogue One, if in the middle of that, all of a sudden, Kylo Ren had just started buddying up with Rey or something because the actors know each other. You can't do that. It's part of the show. Some people would probably say, oh, well, just don't target the kids. Do you have any idea how many kids, even as young as 6, get that it's a work on some level and they are entertained by this just like the adults are? It's one of those situations where I don't personally think she's trying to get free shit out of WWE. I think she legitimately buys what she's saying, which, either she's way too much of an overprotective soccer mom or she's just really a special brand of stupid. Either way.
She probably has the same haircut as AJ Styles.
Now, admittedly, I could see some people going when Kevin Owens responds to it, being like, dude, that might be a little much, and I'm just I'm of two minds. On the one hand, yeah, it's a little over the top, I guess. You could say that's maybe taking it, a little bit too far, but at the same time, he's a heel right now. Do you have any idea how fucking easy it is to spin that into some on-camera that's just his character thing? Oh my god, he basically just did a bunch of free work for the writers. Who gives a shit?
Basically, yeah, I agree with that. It's just one of those things where I think people really look into it too much. I mean, for God's sakes, a couple days ago, me and Tori were talking about how people were really looking into the song Baby It's Cold Outside as a date rape song, and really it's just so... If you look on your research, you guys, it's just amazing that people are that, closed-minded into that. It's do you not take into the factor that this was back in the olden days where women just were trying to actually, keep a reputation, and they're trying to really keep some kind of, self-respect. I'm not saying women today don't. I'm just saying back then it was a lot more top. It was a different standard, exactly, a really higher priority. Now, a lot of people nowadays are just hey, take me or leave me. So that's what I'm basically saying.
This is two different mindsets, and personally, having heard the song myself, I just think it's a cheesy old 50s Christmas song.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. But that is going to wrap it up for this edition of the Squared Circle Podcast. Before we go, got to do a little bit of a shout-out to our boy Spencer Hart, who has a birthday today, and we got to end it on a special note, literally. So just bear with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You're gonna go get some classes. Sunday, the club is gonna kick your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Squared Circle Podcast, of course, on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Player.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com, TuneIn Radio, IW Nerd, as well as Satchel Podcast Player for the Android and smartphone, and, of course, Mr. NTG1990 on YouTube. I am indeed Nate the Effing Great, of course, here with the Squared Circle Podcast champion, Mr. Max Beattie. Indeed. Of course, guys, check us out on Twitter. Spencer Hart at Spencer Hart TSC. Max B, Agent Cooper 1989, and he also does great videos on YouTube. Be sure to check that out, Agent Cooper, as well as myself at Nate Effing Great. And guys, you guys really want me to do some YouTube challenge, so definitely keep the follows up. Almost up to 1,000 right now. We're almost about 10 away from that, so definitely you got about, I think, geez Louise, I think it's the 16th today. 14 days, 2 weeks to get those follows in, you guys. And then at the end of the year, be in for something very special. So, of course, we will see you guys later. And Mr. Max Beattie, of course, we will be doing our different reviews and perspectives on the movies Rogue One as well as Assassin's Creed next week. Rogue One is out right now, guys, so go check it out. I'm hearing a lot of positive reviews about it. Definitely worth watching. Assassin's Creed comes out next Wednesday, so definitely look out for that. But until then, we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
See you.